I'm pleased to present your graduate speaker, Katheryn Brock, who is a member of the class of 2021. Katheryn Brock was born and raised in southwestern Pennsylvania. She fell in love with the experience of looking at art at the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh in front of one of Pierre Bonnard's bathtub paintings. While earning her BFA in studio art, she began to engage with critical theory and the philosophy of aesthetics. This led her to engage in writing criticism. She had studied painting at the Siena Art Institute in Italy and the New York Studio School. She has taught youth art history and textiles in community organizations in Brooklyn, Pittsburgh, and Washington, Pennsylvania. She is a graduate of the MFA in Art Writing program at SVA, where she received the Paula Rhodes Award for Exceptional Achievement in Art Writing. For Katheryn, 2020 was spent living an experiment in quote-unquote mutual aid at a cooperative in the Catskills. Her thesis, Disturbed Soils, is an inventive take on the exercise in ekphrasis, which I had to look up, melding family lore, the language of color, plant philosophy, and critical inquiry. Since graduating, Katheryn moved to Philadelphia, where she regularly writes for the Philadelphia Art Blog. She's also written independently for several painters, and her essay, Jelly Fungus, was presented at the Royal College of Art, London, and the Center for Book Arts here in New York. Katheryn was selected as an alternate for a Fulbright Open Research Award to the UK. In terms of her future plans, Katheryn is applying to PhD programs and grants in London to conduct research on the 20th century painter Sheila Fell. Please join me in welcoming Katheryn Brock.
Hello, and thank you for the honor of speaking with you today. I'd like to also especially acknowledge President David Rhodes, Executive Vice President Anthony Rhodes, members of the Board of Directors, our distinguished guest, Dr. Waters, our department chairs, faculty, college staff, parents, family, guests, and to the 2020 and 2021 graduates. It is wonderful to be together. After 2 years of pandemic life, the opportunity to gather in person to commemorate our time at SVA is special indeed. If your post-grad experience has been at all like mine, you've felt your share of confusion and uncertainty entering the next phase of your careers. These challenges for me have been punctuated by moments of joy at seeing my work and that of my fellow graduates begin to take shape in the world. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments, both during your degree and since, the resilience present in each of your stories. Since graduation, you too may have moved to a new place, began new jobs, lost loved ones, or struggled to make sense of the violence and precarity in our society. You may have been tempted by cynicism about the role of art in creative life in relation to this landscape, or found yourself taking stock of all that you thought you knew. Against this backdrop, it would be easy to lose sight of the growth that took place during your time at SVA. Whether in person or, like my cohort, largely virtual, the care and dedication of your faculty and colleagues are testament to the value of your work. How we showed up for one another amid grief was remarkable. Today, we honor these relationships as well as the contributions of our families, communities, peers, and the artist scholars who we may never meet, but for us made a way. On behalf of all of us, the graduates, thank you. Well, thank you. I'm not done. My degree at SVA was in art writing, as you heard. Preeminent art writers visited and taught in the program during its 15 years before it ended in 2021 with my cohort. The program was unusual in many aspects. Lots of SVA didn't know that we existed. Instructors had free rein to teach what they wanted. There was not an overarching methodological approach. Students came internationally from diverse backgrounds, ages, and training. For the first time in my life, I found myself surrounded by practitioners, writers for whom life was the practice. It was a kind of intellectual haven. The continuous thrust was to teach a love of writing, especially regarding images in their context within the world. As someone new to writing, I learned many lessons in rapid succession, some based in craft and others in spirit. I'd like to share one line spoken and written in many contexts by David Levi Strauss, who was our department chair. Levi would continually remind us that in all of this work, it matters to have a good heart. If you have any relation to art criticism, this assertion may surprise you. Critics are not typically praised for having a good heart, or even for their moral motivations in responding to culture. This is not a pre-packaged critical approach, or an objective one, but it was Levi's heart for writing that drew me to this work, and it is this statement that I try to consider in every piece of writing I read or issue. To have a good heart, for me, means being able to keep your nerve, to not shy away from what you see, to imagine wild alternatives drawing from other histories and futures when necessary. To have a good heart is to make work of generosity, to show up fully. Beyond any accolade, I am committed to this practice of developing goodness in creative labor. And as you continue your life after SVA, wherever you end up, my hope is that you too are compelled by goodness in yourself, your work, and others. Thank you so much for allowing me to learn alongside of you for 2 years, and allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations. Thank you.